There is sit at home in Enugu State. And from Owerri now, nobody is there. And the essence of that is injustice being suffered by the people of Southeast. So you are doing well. You are doing well on the I can give it to you. Please, I want you to intensify effort. Let Nnamdi kanu be released so that we have peace. Thank you and God bless you.
The first is on the issue of sit at home. When we came into government from this 2 years ago, the situation we met on ground was one where everybody, whether you wanted or not, you were compelled to sit at home. And if you did not, it means that you're going to have a violent attack either on your property or yourself. So that was the situation we had on ground. But I can tell you today, even in the Obeke, we just made reference to those who want to come to work, who want to trade on Monday, trade there in peace and in safety. And of course, you're a lawyer. You're not going to compel somebody who, due to his own some political undertone or his political leaning, decides to stay at home. It is not my job to compel that person to come to work. But I can assure you for free that if you do want to come to work on Sunday and operate in a safe and secure environment, you're free to do so, and it is happening everywhere in Enugu. And today is Monday, we don't need to, you can just do your survey and do your assessment. That's the that. Now, so, I'm sure some of you followed my position about Nnamdi kanu immediately I was sworn in. I guess my first visit to the president was the discussion on Nnamdi kanu, and I came out and granted an interview about what I had just discussed with the president. So I still believe that the right thing to do is to release Nnamdi kanu, and hopefully that will happen soon.
Wow, Nnamdi kanu was finally discussed at NBA conference in Enugu, just like he pledged. Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we are diving deep into a development that has actually stirred both legal and political waters in Nigeria. The recent NBA conference in Enugu, the Governor Peter Mbah's comments, and the role of Nnamdi kanu's legal team in bringing the case to the national spotlight. Of course, during the Nigerian Bar Association annual general conference in Enugu, a spotlight was actually placed on Kanu's detention. Interestingly, it was Kanu himself who directed his counsel Aloy Jumako to formally write to the NBA, asking them to highlight and talk about his case at the conference. Now, this raises a critical question, which is, does it mean that Kanu's situation could not have been discussed at the NBA if he had not made that request? To me, technically, the NBA as a professional body could choose to bring up human rights concerns or prominent legal cases on its own initiative. But Kanu's proactive step ensured that his case was formally, recognized on that stage by instructing Ejimako to submit the letter. Now, Kanu effectively guaranteed that his detention and pending legal matters would be addressed publicly. Before I will go straight to the analysis on what Peter Mbah said, let's talk about the role of the lawyers versus political weight. Here is where it gets interesting. At the conference, it was only Kanu's lawyer who posed a direct question to Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah about Kanu's release and why bringing this issue to the light. One could argue that the weight of the discussion was more symbolic than the substantive. After all, the question came from his lawyer rather than a broader coalition of politicians or NBA officials. But for me, in essence, this move highlighted the limitation of legal advocacy alone in highly politicized cases like this of Nnamdi kanu I mean, a lawyer asking a question in professional conference does not automatically guarantee a political or judicial action, but it does create public pressure and opens a conversation in, influential circles. And obviously speaking, this Maxwell Okpara has been so vocal about the issue surrounding the continued detention of IPOB leader, both nationally and internationally. So then, going for Peter Mbah's statement and political implications, Peter Mbah responded assertively, saying that Kanu's release would be imminent. I mean, this is not a small statement. Mbah is a sitting governor in a southeastern state, and by publicly linking himself to Kanu's potential release, he sent a strong political signal pertaining the fact that Kanu's case is coming up very soon. And to me, this is just going to play a very huge role. Let's analyze this the way everyone would understand, and also the direct speech of Peter Mbah regarding the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and that of sit at home. I mean, looking out for the response of the crowd and the whole scenario in the NBA conference, you would believe with me that Kanu is generally loved. And believe me, this is not a politics. Talking about the Governor Peter Mbah's bold stance on Nnamdi Kanu's immediate release, to me, I am actually seeing it as a turning point in Southeast politics. Now, let's analyze. In a significant development during the 2025 Nigerian Bar Association Annual General Conference that is held in ENUGU, Governor Peter Mbah of ENUGU State had made a public call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB. And this statement has sparked widespread discussion and raised pertinent questions about the political and legal implication for Kanu's ongoing case. At the conference, the Kanu's legal counsel, Maxwell Okpara, posed a direct question to Governor Peter Mbah regarding the possibility of Kanu's release. In response, Peter Mbah, emphasized that freeing Kanu was the right thing to do, and revealed that he had previously discussed the matter with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and for real, the public acknowledged this very call, and this public acknowledgement by a sitting governor is unprecedented and underscores the growing political support for Kanu's release. This to me also highlights the increasing pressure on the federal government to address the legal and the human rights concerns surrounding Kanu's detention. Governor Peter Mbah also talked about the sit-at-home orders in addition to his comments on Kanu's release. And Mbah addressed the issue of Monday sit-at-home orders that have actually been seen to be prevalent in the Southeast region. He stated that his administration could not compel individuals to abandon their personal choices regarding participation in sit-at-home, acknowledging the complex socio-political dynamics at play. So this stance reflects the governor's recognition of deep-rooted sentiment and the need for a balanced approach to governance in region. Then in legal context of Kanu's case pending before the courts, Kanu is currently facing charges under Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. However, his legal team argues that this statute has been repealed by the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, rendering the charges legally invalid. But then the upcoming court session in October 2025 is very, very critical, as Kanu's team intends to present a no-case submission challenging the legal basis of the charges against their client. And the support from political figures like Governor Peter Mbah could influence public perspective and potentially impact the judicial process to some extent. I mean, Governor Peter Mbah's call for Kanu's release is a pivotal moment in Nigerian politics, and it signifies a shift in political landscape with regional leaders taking a stand on national issues. And this development could influence the public opinion. I mean, Mbah's position may sway public opinion in the Southeast, potentially leading to increased support for Kanu's immediate release and, of course, the overall settlement of the case. And also, this is going to pressure the federal government. I mean, the governor's statement adds to the mounting pressure on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address the concerns concerning the Kanu's detention. And lastly, this also going to impact the legal procedures, like politically, it's going to, because endorsement can political endorsement has just surfaced, and it would affect the dynamics of the legal case, potentially influencing the strategies employed by both the prosecution and the defense. So Governor Peter Mbah's public call for Nnamdi Kanu's release marks a significant development in the ongoing discourse surrounding Kanu's detention as the legal proceedings continue. So the interplay between the political support and judicial process will be crucial in determining the outcome of this very case. So what can we conclude from this series of events? First, Kanu's proactive approach through Aloy Ejimakor ensured that his case was discussed publicly, and that was a smart one. Then secondly, the lawyer's question, why importance, was largely symbolic. It is a true political traction that comes from statements like those made by governor. It actually brought a true political traction coming from a statement like those made by Governor Peter Mbah. And thirdly, Mbah's public declaration and the previous interaction with President Tinubu, which he did, indicate that Kanu's release is now a subject of political negotiation, not just a legal process. And this is what I've actually been talking about as regards to this case, because it can only be resolved politically. It doesn't matter how many years this case goes beyond. Even if Kanu is indicted today, people would always maintain to call for his release. It is just like that. Then the number 4 is combination of legal advocacy and political influence, which might finally tilt the scales towards Kanu's release. I mean, potentially before or after his October court appearance. So I believe this is all you need to know about the call for Nnamdi Kanu's release in this NBA conference. And this is what I have to say finally. Kanu's case is not just a courtroom story. It is a very high-profile political chess game. His lawyers play the opening moves, but regional governors and political negotiations may very well determine the end game. So my audience, what do you think about the possibility of his release and a political dynamics at play? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love, of course, to hear your perspective. And if you found these videos insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates and in-depth analysis on topics like this. And again, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you would always be the first to know when we post the new content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.